Hello guys, my name is TheRussianBadger, and I do apologize about Saturday. I know on Friday with the Bad Company 2 video, I said that I would have a Battlefield 3 video for you on Saturday because, well, that didn't happen. It's now Sunday and Saturday is long gone, but I do realize that not all of you want to see Bad Company 2. It seems like a smaller population of you want to see Bad Company 2. The majority of you want Battlefield 3, and especially the Spas-12, because I want to say it was last Saturday or last Friday there was that intro with the Spas-12, sort of that streak on No Shark Canals. Not that it's hard at all to, like, okay, if you use a shotgun, a No Shark Canals 1,000 tickets, you're a shark in a fish tank. As I get this guy, yeah, you are looking at a shark in a fish tank when that happens. When you have a shotgun on No Shark Canals, TDM, you inherently outgun everybody else that is using anything automatic, so it's not difficult to get those clips, but it's a 4-player. So I figured, since you guys like that introduction so much of the introduction of that week of video, or that video a week ago, and you wanted to see more of the Spas. Some of you asked the live stream. The live stream was a little bit laggy, but it seemed like a lot of you wanted to see the Spas as well. So I recognize your wanting to see Spas action, and what I would like to say is that I definitely have, personally, I would think that I have some really great insight when it comes to the Spas, and that's where the defensive B sort of breaks down. If everybody doesn't cover the backside and the right flank along the road, it just breaks down. But I one guy, and I got a second guy as well, but I can't get the biscuit. Doesn't work out that way. But what I wanted to say was, even though I might be, and here's a prime example of it, it's difficult sometimes, and you can't kick yourself about it, because I definitely think I have some very valuable insight, and I can give you great advice, because I don't want to sound pretentious or like conceited when I say this, but I have a lot of kills. I want to say I've killed at least 5,000 people with the Spas, obviously on my old account, the TheRussianBadger account, mostly. But I think I have enough experience with the Spas to speak about how to use it correctly, despite the fact that I don't have good accuracy. At least in this game in general. Like, okay, so I get Carl here, and then 1, 2, 3 on the third shot. Our survey says 3. That's terrible. Now, here's another prime example. Sometimes when I'm moving and he's moving, it's like, oh god, I died again. I'm terrible when it comes to accuracy, especially in certain situations where I shouldn't be sprinting, so I wanted to make the point clear that I think I have valuable insight when it comes to the Spas, but I haven't used it in a little while, so in this video the accuracy is not going to be all that good, but I wanted to say nonetheless, and I'm just firing bullets into a room, or like into a garage. That's just terrible. But I wanted to emphasize that you shouldn't think that all of my advice is undermined just because I don't have good accuracy, because I haven't been using this fast. I've been using automatic weapons, and I can easily tell you that going from using an M16, like any other automatic weapon in Battlefield 3, transitioning from using something automatic where you literally just left-click to victory and actually having to aim your shots with the Spas-12, it's very difficult to get used to. But if you play with it enough, and okay, one guy on the stairs, and his buddy comes around, there's 2 guys on the stairs, and there's always the medic coming to revive the other medic, there's 3 guys on the stairs, and 4 guys on the stairs, and I guess I hit the metal, like the steel part, and this, 1 more guy on the stairs, that makes 5, and I think I played it very selfishly here. I was just, Badger, you catfish. Okay, get him with the hip fire, and this is something else that I've been experimenting with, okay? Yet again, that's something that I know I played incorrectly. Like, you'll see several instances throughout this video, and there's a showcase of you can spam it even at long range because all the recoil is completely vertical, but here I make a mistake. I didn't think there was more than 1 guy in there, but that's like 3 assault rifles shooting at me at once, and I get taken down. The reason that I was using the Spas is mainly because they were all the, the stereotypical catfish. I've got an AEK, M16 or M416, and I'm running with 3 of my buddies in the assault class. It's catfishery at its finest. But I wanted to say, if you think back to that building, you'll see that I should not have been aimed down sight when I was looking at that doorway, because you'll notice that I've been experimenting recently. I just got sort of back into the groove of the Spas-12, and I've been experimenting. Do I want to use extended mags on it? Do I want to use the laser sight? And actually, the laser sight can work if you do it correctly on the right map. Or do I want to use the flashlight or the sun attachment? Do I want a Cobra sight, no sight at all, like irons? Or do I want a holographic like this? But the only problem I say with the holographic, as I guess this gentleman in the back, is that the holographic is a 1.5 times zoom, and it's not as maneuverable. It's a little more bulky, if you understand what I'm saying when I mean that. Like, and there's the classic, okay, 2 body shots will kill most of the time, unless you hit him in the legs, and, oh, get a second, get a third, but there's somebody else behind me. So I don't quite pick up the quadra kill, but getting 3 guys in a situation where I was going to die anyways is pretty satisfying. But I wanted to say that it's most of the time going to be a 2-shot kill for most ranges if you hit him twice in the chest. Obviously, it's a 1-shot headshot from any range, and you will experience, like I've experienced, 3 shots where it's you hit him in the legs, and you hit him in the legs again, still not dead, have to hit him 1 more time. That's kind of frustrating, seeing as one of these bullets is so powerful. And okay, look, there's a situation. At that longer ranges, when somebody is standing still, you can easily obliterate them if you spam it. And don't think that it's something like an SKS or an M417 where your spread, your accuracy is going to go everywhere as soon as you start spamming. It's dead on. I don't think there's any sort of spread at all. And since the recoil is completely vertical, you can literally just put your reticle on a guy that's far away, make sure that you have the right bullet drop or slug drop, if you will, and just spam away. You'll kill him if he doesn't move. Most of the time they move, but sometimes they're not really expecting a quick 2-shot and you can easily take him down, or you can just go for the headshot every single time. I believe that guy was damaged, but as you can see, there's a classic situation. With the drop, I happened to hit him in the legs twice, but I didn't kill him, and you see, there's where I did get the cloth monster there, but I should not be aiming down sight, and you can tell, with the holographic, when you're aimed down sight, you're not very maneuverable. I like to think that I take the holographic sight mainly because, oh, and this one's so good, okay? So you got the support player just, oh, don't do it, young blood, don't run around the corner, it's almost like he's blindfolded. I like to think that those people are blindfolded. You know, when they're looking at the ground and they're sprinting around the corner, you might as well have them blindfolded. Just, why would you do that? You know I get buckets. And, okay. To proceed to talk about the different ammunition types, you guys know that I'm like stone cold to the grave, do not ever run anything else. I'm always running slugs. You guys know that because I like the range, I like the ability to make people rage because you should not be able to kill someone. And here's a classic situation. You see, you get him once, but he moved, so you can't, doesn't always work where you can just quickly 2-shot him if he moves. But oftentimes people will be standing still trying to clip off something and you can easily pick him off. But I always recommend the slugs. I think, granted, if you look at the circle right now that is your reticle, the slug can go out anywhere in that circle. It's completely random, I believe. So it's not like it's always in the center, but most of the time it's around the center if you keep the center mass. And I knew the guy shot at me previously and he damaged me, so I knew they would probably come after me. So I got 1 guy and I got a 2nd guy, and that sort of crew was cleaned up. But there was a 3rd guy that I was not anticipating, and he ends up getting me. Now, at that point in time, I knew if somebody damages you and they know that you're running sort of a flank in the back of their spawn, most of the time they're going to go for you or try to find you because they know that you can absolutely decimate their team. Like I think a lot of you have seen in several, and they're coming up the stairs yet again, that Black Mama 144, I think I killed him 2 or 3 times in that similar fashion. But you will notice that if you are doing that flank where you are coming all the way around and you're intending on shooting half of the team, and there's a classic situation. You see, my circle reticle is right, like, it's right in the center of his chest, but the slug doesn't come out directly in the center. It can come out anywhere in the circle, so you have to kind of be careful of that, and you can get kind of, it can be kind of rage-inducing. And thank God Carl right here did not check in the doorway first. He would have shot me in the face because I had my grenade out. But sometimes you can just run the risk. I mean, you'll see here, I don't always like aiming down sight, and I probably prefer the Cobra over the holographic. I just like the holographic more at range. I like the whole circle with the dot in the middle. I like it a lot more than the whole 3 strips or like the 3 lines. I don't like the Cobra sight as much, but because it's only a 1-time zoom instead of a 1.5-time zoom, I find that a little bit more, I find it a little bit easier for me to work with. And I would easily say that, to finish my point with the ammunition types, let me break it down for you. A frag is not going to kill anybody. You need to hit somebody so many times with a frag round on these shotguns, the pump-action shotguns, even on the semi-auto shotguns. Like, even on the, I want to say the Jackhammer and the USAS, the frag is not going to kill anybody. That's almost just a gigantic suppression tool. It's not really all that lethal. You can kill people with it, but you can also kill somebody with a ballpoint pen, but that doesn't mean that it's really all that efficient at doing it. Now, Buckshot is not too bad. I don't like I don't like it as much as slugs because it doesn't have the range, and sometimes it's inconsistent where you think that, oh my god, I just put an entire, like, spread of buckshot into that guy's face, but since it came out of your circle reticle sort of a weird way that you weren't expecting, you only clip the guy and he's got like 10% health left, 5% health left, 25% health left. You think you got a clean shot on him, but he didn't die. And this gentleman, see, even from that range, one chest shot will not kill him. So I decided, the Arizona Ranger with the big iron, right in his face, because I figured that since I already hit him once, he's probably below 70% health, and I might as well just spam a magnum. I know I'm going to get the kill anyway, so that seemed a lot more efficient than taking my chances. And I'd probably miss my smash shot there anyways. But I would say Buckshot is also a good alternative, but I would say definitely only close quarters maps, and you have to change the way that you move around the map. You can't run around with a Spas with Buckshot, and rise and shine, bro. You can't run around with a Spas with Buckshot like you do with an assault rifle and still be successful. You have to totally change your whole navigation pattern on a map. And okay, beyond slugs, obviously the last one is going to be Flechette. I don't really like Flechette because it seems like way too often I'm having to fire multiple shots at somebody that's point blank, even though I hit him with the entire spread. So it's like, bam, I should be one-shotting this guy. With Buckshot, that would have been a one-shot kill, but because it's Flechette, I guess it's better at penetrating things. I think Flechette is really beneficial, and this guy just, I don't know what these guys were doing. They were just chilling down there, but I just repeatedly fired down, and there's one situation where I happen to headshot the guy with, see, sometimes you just get lucky with how the slugs come out of the circle, and that completes the 4-man. But I'd say Flechette is good for something if you really want to use it. I'd recommend Buckshot on Metro, but for example, if you've got a ton of enemies that just cluster in a really narrow doorway or something like 64-man Metro, you can penetrate a lot of them, and it's really good for groups of enemies with Flechette. And obviously, Flechette will also be very effective in terms of a map with very little cover that you can just fire through. Like, I want to say maybe Grand Bazaar. Part of Grand Bazaar can be really successful with Flechette, but I'd say it's so situational. You're much better off going with a slug. I would say slug extended mag, or if you want to be a bit of a catfish, I'd go slug or Buckshot with, I don't think the laser sight is worth it personally, but I'd probably go Flechette, or excuse me, my bona fide setup. Alright, I'd probably go slug, extended mags, or if there's a lot of enemies, I go flashlight, and whatever sight attachment you want. Whether you want iron sights or Cobra, or whatever, that's what I recommend. But hopefully you have learned something about the Spas. Hopefully I can impart wisdom about something that I'm not all that accurate with, but I think I understand quite well. And I will see you guys next time. Not sure when that's going to be. Probably on Tuesday, maybe tomorrow. Maybe I might upload a video tomorrow just for no reason. But I'll see you guys next time. Auf Wiedersehen und bis bald und later.